Hey, good morning. EagleSong here. I'm out in the Triskele Garden this morning and it's the full moon in May. This is the last full moon of the spring season in 2021. And I want to take you on a little walk through the Triskele Garden. So it's a round garden. You can see the shape of the outside of the garden is round, and it's primarily a no-dig garden. We don't really dig much in this garden. It's gone through a lot of different phases. It's about 30 years in creation. And so here we have potatoes coming on, and last fall planted kale. We're still enjoying the kale. We've eaten the flowers and we still are eating the leaves and still more. New kales have been planted in to the garden here. We have lavender, the perennial calendula bed, which actually is calendulas which keep growing year after year from drop seeds. So it's annual calendula. I've been growing that calendula seed now for over 30, probably 35 years. Same seed planted back year after year, and usually it just drops itself there. Pretty exciting to have plants plant themselves. We have peas coming in on the wires. A nice self-heal that we're leaving in this garden. Dandelions, of course, continue to be added to the daily diet. And I think Sally just put more potatoes in here. We've got these potatoes coming on, and this is the magnificent bean poles. We're going for 12 feet this year. We got these great 12-foot cedar 1-inch poles from a friend. And so we're going to give Bob's Beans a real go for it this year. Every year we've been harvesting the beans for, I don't know, maybe 20 years now. And it's an heirloom variety. We actually know the people who brought the beans from Italy to America. And the story that goes with it is really a lot of fun. And of course we have a flag so we can see the beautiful invisible wind at work. Lettuce there in the middle. And I love the artichokes coming on, more kale. You can see we have a lot of brassicas, a lot of kales. Look at that, the winter squash is actually starting to bud. This is a sweetmeat squash. It's an heirloom squash from Oregon that we've been growing year after year. And here we have a few other interesting things. We've got some St. John's wort here in the garden. And this is black cohosh in the black form, which I think they call now Actaea. Can't remember the second name. Macdinia. This is just a little beauty garden. There's actually some Italian oregano here, which is a very nice, sweet tasting oregano, much like sweet marjoram. And the golden sage, a real beautiful addition to any garden, really sparkles things up a lot. Violas, again for the salads, and self-sown, I don't know if you can see them, there you go, self-sown cosmos. The cosmos comes back year after year and is starting to just settle in a really beautiful way here in the garden. My friends from South Africa say that it's actually an invasive weed there. So interesting to see how these plants settle themselves wherever they land. And there you can see Bob's Beans getting ready to go up those posts. It's the 25th or 6th of May here, and the beans are really going for it. They've actually got buds on them already, so we're going to get a good harvest of beans. We might even get to plant a midsummer planting of the big dry beans. These are beans that we dry and store for the winter. More potatoes. The chard that you see in this garden, all of this chard is self-sown. We never plant chard. In fact, we take the tops off of the chard so it doesn't plant itself quite so readily. But mullein, right here, mullein. Chamomile, self-sown from last year or wintered over, already blooming in May, so a lot of tea going to happen there. Borage, this is borage, of course, for courage. And you can see the bees are just really going to town here on the borage already. We add the flowers and minced leaves to salads. This cress here, pennycress, I think some people call it. I don't know exactly its botanical name, but it does make a tasty addition to salad, the leaves before they get to the seeding point. And this is a leaf cabbage from China that the seeds have been self-perpetuating in the garden. That's my absolute favorite, is having plants in the garden that sow themselves. The parsley is really doing great this year right next to that mullein that's going to grow up and be quite a substantial architectural feature here in the garden later in summer. Radishes coming on, and overwintered celery. So this is just an example of a garden that holds so much in it, both herbs and vegetables. And we're just right in the summer planting phase. We actually plant corn, beans, and squash off-site at a friend's farm where there's more room for us to stretch out. And I almost forgot this chrysanthemum and the echinacea here. The chrysanthemum is the Chinese Chuhua chrysanthemum. So just a short video to give you an idea what you can do. This is really pretty much a no-dig garden, but that doesn't mean it's a no-care garden. There's a lot of tending that goes on. We just don't need to disturb the soil. Compost is top-dressed every year. Sally's just about done spreading the compost for this year on this garden, and then we just plant through it and carry on from there. I hope your gardens are growing great and that you're enjoying this wonderful spring that we've had. Our spring has been incredibly bountiful, just enough rain, just enough sun to keep everything growing. If you'd like to learn more about what we're doing here at Ravencroft, come on over and see us at EagleSong-Gardener.com and check out the classes for on-site learning. We'll see you down the road. EagleSong Gardener signing off from Ravencroft Garden.